Let me take my glasses off.
Where's your other glasses?
I have no idea. I lost them. Smile. Hey everyone, we're TowawayCouple. I'm Tom the driver.
And I'm Bunny.
The pre-trip inspector.
Oh yeah, that is
because that's what we're
doing,
talking about.
Yes, and I am.
Yep.
I do inspect.
You inspect pre-trip and post-trip.
Every time.
So today's video is we're getting old.
That we are.
So when we were with our other company, Horizon, Bunny's still driving for them.
I am.
When they'd print out the BOL, they'd print out all this stuff, and a couple of the pages was a yard exit form and a kind of a pre-trip inspection of the trailer. And at Indiana, we don't get that. We get a BOL and we get a
for your fees.
The fees, the cost and everything, just expenditure, permits, tolls and stuff. So that way you can document all that when you settle. It's settlement.
Settlement. That's the word you're looking for.
That's the word I'm looking for. So recently I noticed that we were missing things. Matter of fact, the last trailer I pulled out, we couldn't find the keys, and we were so flustered and distracted trying to find the keys because they're supposed to be in the water heater box. And we're looking all over everything. We're thinking they forgot the keys. And we called dispatch and they say, oh, talk to one of the yard guys. They have a master key and they probably locked the keys in the unit because the door was locked. And the paperwork's in the unit, and we like to verify the paperwork.
Yeah.
Talk to a yard guy, and he says, go see the guy up at the front desk. So we're like, okay. So we go up there, and they're like, well, when you're ready, bring the trailer up here.
Now, I don't like to pull out. I like to double and triple check. I don't want to get all the way to our drop and realize we have the wrong trailer.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I check from what is emailed to us to the paperwork to the VIN, and I even pull out the title to make sure that that title has got the same VIN number as what's on the trailer.
Well, we could have gotten the wrong title.
Right.
And
it's happened.
We also have a dealer acceptance form. Do we have that now?
Yes.
Okay. That's in the paperwork.
Yes.
Before it would print.
Yep.
So we got to a drop off and we didn't have a dealer acceptance form. So, but we were new and we didn't know. So we got a blank one, and we actually, on our TowawayCouple.com, we have a resources link. And in there, we made up our own pre-trip, post-trip, trailer damage inspection sheets, as well as DAFs, dealer acceptance forms, for a couple of the main.
For the bigger ones, yes.
Bigger ones.
But yeah.
Because sometimes
Right. And I mean, we've pulled out of the yard before, and I realized, oh, crap, we didn't check the lights.
We didn't check the lights, so we have to pull over and check the lights.
And anything can get you distracted and make you forget what steps you're going in. Because we pretty much go in step every single time on which way we're going. This whole trailer, this last one, he forgot to take pictures on. It was just kind of a cluster mess from the beginning. I mean, from the keys.
We were frustrated.
We were.
We spent an hour trying to figure out how to get in the unit.
Well.
And then we were rushed.
Right. And then, and trying to find it.
And trying to find
Sometimes we couldn't find it. It was on the wrong row.
Exactly.
And then, so then the keys were locked in the trailer. So everything was happening. It didn't have a carabiner for the breakaway.
Yep. So we had to steal that off.
So we had to take that off another one.
That off of another trailer.
Right. So everything just kind of compounded and compounded and compounded. So now we were like, you know what? We definitely need to go back to our checkoff list.
Yeah. Because one of the things that I like to do is I like to take 50, 60, 100 pictures of the unit in every possible angle, close up, far away, everything. Because when I get there, I want to show that if there was nothing wrong with that trailer, when I get to the location, I take the same exact pictures. So if there's a damage claim because it was sitting in their yard and someone scratched it, I want to show when I picked it up, it had no damage. When I dropped it off, it had no damage. Or when I picked it up, it had XYZ damage. And when I dropped it off, it had the same XYZ and nothing else.
You mean it didn't go away?
Well, I'm just saying that we document.
Right. Or how many times have you heard people say, hey, if you're going to Pennsylvania to this dealership, can you pick up my license plate?
Right. Or my battery. Someone actually drove off or driving off, and I posted a thing on Facebook and said, hey, has anyone ever had their battery stolen? And because at that Red Roof hotel, they had like 3 batteries stolen, and the guy goes, I was reading your post and I started to drive away and realized I had left my battery on the trailer. And I thought that was kind of funny.
But it happens.
It happens. And I said, hey, we made these pre-trip and post-trip inspection. My pre-trip is a lot more than the post-trip, because on the pre-trip, we actually walk the trailer. As I'm getting ready to hook on, Bunny's walking around with nothing but a blue roll of painter's tape, and she's looking for any damage, and she puts the painter's tape on the trailer. Then, as she's going through documenting if it's a scratch, scruff, scrape, everything under the sun, I'm going through and taking pictures of the whole entire trailer as if there were no damage, because I don't want to distract. I just want to take literally an inch above the trailer, an inch below the trailer, as close to the trailer as I can. And I do literally 1 foot all the way around. So imagine if it's a 40-foot trailer, that's what, 40, 80, another 90. And then the front, I probably take twice as many pictures, because I'm taking them at every possible angle, because most of the damage is going to be on the front of the trailer. When you're driving.
So it's probably a good thing that you're not paying for your cloud. Your cloud space.
Right. So, and then after all that, and then I take distant pictures to show the whole thing at angles and everything, 45-degree angles. I know I'm going way off on this. So, but no, I think people really should pay attention to this, because it has saved us.
It has saved us.
So after I get all done with these pictures, then Bunny will go, okay, I have how many damages I found. So we'll go through. Now, Indiana, if there's any damage, they want you to call. So what we do is we take all those pictures. We take picture of Bunny pointing at the damage, or if it's a scratch,
how long it is.
And to get an idea, we use in her fingertips as a reference of the size of the ding or anything.
Correct.
And then we send those to our claims department. They look at them and they say, okay, documented, take the trailer. Or they haven't yet. They might say, leave the trailer there. Manufacturer wants it back. They'll fix it before it goes to the dealer.
Well, yeah. When we were in our orientation, the trailer that they were showing us, they were having everybody inspect.
And it had a lot of flaws. And they were going to send that back to the manufacturer.
Because even the yard guy was like, yeah, I wouldn't take this one out. It had a pretty big gouge. In it.
He said that door would be a $500 claim. So anyway, on our pre-trip inspection, we have, take pictures of the unit, document damage for the units after you take pictures. I have it down for strapping the battery, strapping the propane cover. A lot of people don't strap the propane cover. We were kind of advised to do it. I'm reckoning there's a reason we were advised to do it, so I'm just going to not question it. Some people are like, oh, it takes an extra 30 seconds. I don't waste my time with that. But when that cover flies off going down the freeway, how much did that 30 seconds save you?
Well, and if that cover goes flying off on the freeway, now you're responsible for the cover, but did it damage the trailer when it flew off?
Probably.
In the process?
Probably. So I'll show a picture of how I strap everything down on a travel trailer. Fifth wheels, you don't have to, because it's all contained. But we also, now when Bunny goes through with the blue tape on the trailer, she prints out whether it's a travel trailer or fifth wheel. We actually have those forms on our resource page, and she'll use those, and it has a left, right, front, and back. And then she'll circle the general area where the damage is, and then she writes notes of such as scuff, scratch, gouge, dent.
Right. And we definitely want to document that, because if it comes back to us in like 2 months and we're already like 40,
we don't remember
40 runs deep, we don't remember what trailer that was or where we delivered it to. But now I have documentation that was there before, it was not driver damage.
Now, one other thing that we do during pre-trip, and again, we only talk for me and Bunny. We don't talk for anyone else. we're supposed to torque the wheel lug nuts.
Yes.
Now in the Momentums, we have to torque like 5 or 6 times on the trip. And trust us, at first we were like, why? Once you torque it, it should be good. No, they do come loose. And Bunny's like, oh, I found 2 lug nuts that were loose on this one, or 3 lug nuts, or they were all good on this one. So we've been pulling a lot of Momentums.
Yeah.
So we're getting used to that. But we have that on our pre-trip checklist. It's just a little check form. We also have checking the tire pressure. The last thing you want, like the last trailer, one tire was at 90 PSI. And the other 3 tires were at 80 PSI. I let out 10 PSI because when you're driving down that road, that 90 PSI will become 100 PSI, and that could blow the tire. You get the right bounce on it, you will lose that tire.
Especially in the summertime when it gets hot and it heats those suckers up.
Right. We had that actually happen on our personal trailer. I had the tire company say, I said, it says 80 max, put 80 in there. Oh my God. When one blew like a grenade, I checked the tire pressures of the other 5 and they were at 110 PSI. No wonder why the one blew. 30 PSI difference.
Right.
So 80 is okay. It's an empty trailer. The shipping weight's not the GVRW, so it's not that big of a deal. If you're concerned, drop it to 75 and give yourself a little bit of leeway. But we also check the tire pressure on our truck. We also make sure on there it has putting the license plates on the front of the truck, in the dash of the truck and on the back of the trailer. We have on there as well as making sure our magnetics are on.
Yep.
And I didn't even put one for the TowAway mirrors being popped out, but you learn that real fast when you're going down the road going, all right, pull the mirror in and pop it up and push it out because we don't have the fancy automatics.
Before we got the bigger mud flaps, when we were driving for Verizon, we didn't have the big mud flaps. We would get out of the yard and I would pull all the rocks out of the tire.
We would idle across the street, around the corner to a gas station right from the yard. And then I would roll very slowly forward and Bunny would say stop and she'd take a screwdriver and pull the rocks out. Why? Because we were responsible for any rock dings or chips on the front of the trailer. Now that Indiana, as long as we have their approved certified mud flaps, they say they'll never charge for a rock chip or ding. So we don't have to go through it. We still kind of do because we don't want to deliver a damaged unit, but we don't have the stress of it no more. So I'm not going to go through the whole list because I'd have to go off of memory. But when we go to drop off, a lot of people forget their batteries. A lot of people forget their license plate on the back of the trailer. So we do have a post trip. And on our post trip, it says remove the license plate. We don't check nothing off until it's actually done.
Well, even Tom came up to me one time and he's like, did you get everything? I'm like, yep. And he goes, are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm like, yep. And he handed me the license plate. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So it's easy to forget. So our recommendation, and people say they don't need it. That's fine. If you don't need it, you don't need it. I don't care. But if you want to save yourself stress, time, effort, energy, and money, go to TowawayCouple.com, click the resources, and download the pre-trip and post-trip inspection forms, as well as the trailer and fifth wheel inspection forms. And what we do is we print about 15 copies of each.
That way we have them.
That way we have plenty of them. And then when we get low, we just print up more and we just keep them in our plastic clipboard box.
Yep. That way I have it all there. Like I said, if it comes back on us later, then I know exactly which unit to go to and pull up and see if it was there before.
Right. And if you have any if you download them and if you've been doing this a while or you're new to doing it and you go, oh my God, this should be on there, let me know. I have it already. I can edit it and upload a new version pretty quickly. And as we said, we're not the be all know all. And we learn from everybody just like you're watching our videos hoping to gain knowledge.
Exactly.
So with that said, go to TowawayCouple.com. Go scroll down. We have a whole bunch of links for different cool things that you could buy to help you in the RV transport. And go check us out on Instagram and Twitter, TowawayCouple. We post stupid pictures of us at the Harley stores and
Right.
along our travels and stuff like that. But it's just stupid stuff. It's fun.
That's why we got into it, to have fun.
We did. So anyway, until next time,
We'll see you down the road.
we'll see you down the road.